Howdy gamers, Zephyr here, and welcome back to another ProGuides Apex Legends video. Everyone has their mains, but have you ever wondered who you might be missing out on? Today, we're looking at the 4 most underrated legends in Apex. But first, our question of the day. Which legend do you find the hardest to play against? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Apex Legends content. Number 1. Seer. Most Apex players still have nightmares about Seer on release. Super accurate wall hacks as a passive, a tactical ability that not only dealt damage but blinded, and a super strong ultimate ability that still gives you scans for an extended duration. He was very heavily nerfed. This resulted in a huge drop in his pick rate, and that's understandable. If you used Seer on release, he would have felt next to useless after the team at Respawn balanced his abilities. However, he's still very strong and can be used to great effect. Seer doesn't produce information as simply as, say, one Bloodhound scan, but his tactical ability, when used right, lasts a lot longer. Plus, you can see the health of anyone caught by your microdrones. This can make the difference between deciding to heal, reset, or swing your opponent and finish them off. Plus, if they're healing or reviving, hitting them with your Seer tactical will cancel that as well. Seer's passive, while not as strong as on release, is still good. You can detect the heartbeat of enemy players at 75 meters, and this has no cooldown, and it doesn't alert the enemy team that you are scanning them, unlike other abilities. You can use the Seer passive to locate a team and sneak up on their position without alerting them to your presence. A good Seer player will be constantly on a swivel, scanning around, checking for opponents, and gathering information. Finally, his ultimate is great in fights, a permanent scan. It does provide some risk with the huge Epcot Disney-style cage it produces, but it is very effective and does not require anyone to physically scan. You can play around your enemy and find a way to outmaneuver them. Number 2. Wattson. Wattson was once a staple of the competitive Apex scene, with nearly every team using her. However, because of the more passive playstyle she brought, many players now prefer other aggressive choices. But she still can be deployed to great effect in fights, and her abilities can be very strong. In particular, she can really help you climb that ranked ladder, as they've recently changed her to be more suitable for combat. Her fences now have a much shorter cooldown, and they can be placed much quicker. Wattson can also move a lot faster while placing her poles, which means an adept Wattson can quickly fence off a door or place fences inside of a bubble. Plus, why not fence a Wraith portal and stun anybody who comes through? Those who are hit by fences are stunned for 3 seconds, more than enough time to deal some serious damage. Another strong use of Wattson is to show presence, something which is a lot more important when you get to the higher ranks. With the large use of Valkyrie, you've probably experienced a Valk team dive bombing your building in the late game, fighting you, and then a nearby team instantly thirding. But unlike caustic traps, Wattson fences glow bright red and can clearly warn off teams from your position. The Wattson ultimate ability, the Interceptor Pylon, is also a handy tool. It regenerates your shields to a total of 250, and it blocks all incoming ordnances. Even when out of shields, it doesn't expire. That means you can survive Gibby ults, Bang ults, Valkyrie rockets, Horizon ults, Caustic ults, and any grenades. That is a ton! You may ask, doesn't a bubble do that too? Well, yes, it does, but only once and for a limited time. In theory, one Wattson gen can be down the whole game, and it only takes one ultimate accelerant to get it back. As an added bonus, her passive also slowly regenerates shields. Oh, and of course, the strongest Wattson ability is that she can place up to 20 Nessies anywhere on the map. Looking for a leg up in Apex? ProGuides has everything you need to supercharge your gameplay to the next level. From detailed in-game knowledge and guides to specialist coaches, whatever you need, we've got you covered. Why not sit down with an Apex Predator and get direct feedback on your gameplay? Perhaps ask them for their tips and tricks on how to best use some of the legends mentioned in this video. Check out the link in the description, and let's go. Number 3. Crypto. Just like Wattson, Crypto recently got the rework treatment and an heirloom. He is a powerful legend, but like Wattson, can be somewhat boring to play. He's also difficult for solo queue players because he requires a lot of coordination, information that can only be provided through voice comms, and he needs protection while in his drone. When you are coordinated though, Crypto can make a team unstoppable. His drone has so many use cases. He can get banners and then respawn them. Crypto can of course scout spots and rotates as well. And if that wasn't enough, he can also scan beacons remotely via the drone. But after his changes, the Crypto drone can now be stuck to a wall and act like a CCTV camera, and he can be operated without going into drone mode. The piece de la resistance of Crypto's kit though is his ultimate ability. His EMP deals 50 damage to shields and stuns enemies for a short time period. And in the early game, you can use his EMP to farm Evo shields as well. This is where being coordinated as a team with Crypto can be deadly. You hit the EMP, damage every player for 50, delete any Wattson or caustic utility that's in the building, and then immediately push and wipe the squad. The Crypto EMP also deletes Gibby bubbles, which can really cause some chaos. At the Masters and Predator level where Gibby is used much more often, this is part of Crypto's kit that people usually don't consider. One of the most underrated parts of Crypto is just how much information he can give you without taking much risk. Need to move to the next building over? You can use your drone for it. Want to scan zone without getting beamed by several teams? Sure thing. Number 4. Gibraltar. Okay, some people might argue that Gibraltar isn't underrated. He is a very common pick in the ALGS competitive circuit and at the higher levels of ranked. However, he is only a 3.1% pick rate across Apex as a whole. One of the reasons being that this man is thick. His large hitbox makes him difficult to play and he requires a lot of practice to get him down. But there is a reason he is so popular at the highest levels. His arm shield is very strong for farming Evo shields and saving your meds. Plus, the defensive bombardment ultimate has multiple uses. It can be used to hold off a team's push or to damage a squad and generate some opening damage. And at times, it can be used to almost distract or box off an enemy team while you rotate across some open space. And if you're desperate for some kills, you could even Gibby all a different team's fight and see how many players you can gank with your bombardment. It is a very versatile tool. Ultimate aside, one of the reasons pro players love Gibraltar is his tactical ability, the Dome of Protection. Commonly known as Bubble, it is one of the most versatile abilities anywhere in Apex. Primarily, it can be used for protection, either to heal mid-rotate or perhaps to bubble some loot boxes in the open. Gibraltar's Bubble though also has a faster revive and you can instantly dome your down teammate and pick him up. Lifeline players often comment that he's a better lifeline than Lifeline. Gibraltar bubbles can also be used aggressively. Bubbling into a room and playing the walls of the bubble to peek a team, that dome can be used as your own wall. This helps fights become a lot more controlled and you can play a lot more safe. A prime example is if, you're getting grenade spammed. By doming back, you can put a wall between yourself and the grenades, potentially saving your team. Or bubbling on a ledge so you can shoot down but can't be shot in the side. The possibilities are literally endless with Gibraltar. Like Crypto, Gibby does require some coordination, so he is much more of a difficult legend to play. Due to his huge hitbox and his defensive kit, he often gets focused by enemy teams. Kill a Gibraltar's teammates and he'll simply bubble them, but if you can take down the Gibraltar who's easier to hit, that can really harm a squad. So play safe, work out your limits, and stick with your team. If you give Gibraltar, Crypto, Wattson, or Seer a go, let us know how you find them. All of the legends have an extra benefit that their kit can be especially powerful if you're the only team in the lobby using them. Remember, practice makes perfect and mastering a new legend takes time. Good luck out there, I've been Zephyr, and I'll see you soon for some more Apex Legends content.